This week on the podcast, we're putting all this trial stuff to rest. I chat with a young buck, a Briscoe, a bulldog, and a superhero. And my mom gives her thoughts as a former Chicago public school teacher on Scott Steiner's math skills. Enjoy the show.
This is The Art of Wrestling with professional wrestler Colt Cabana.
All right. How you guys doing? Come on in, sit down, relax. You're about to listen to The Art of Wrestling, professional wrestling podcast. It's a life podcast. It's a personal journal. It's an entryway to the minds and souls, the hearts, and the lives of the people involved in the world of professional wrestling. I am your host. My name is Colt Cabana. I'm a commentator. I'm a puzzle completer. I got a little more pep to my step. Most importantly, though, I am a professional wrestler, and I am sitting here live in my studio apartment in Chicago, Illinois. Before we go any further, this is a fan-supported and listener-supported podcast supported by people just like you. We give it to you free of charge every single Thursday. ColtCabana.com, iTunes, SoundCloud, wherever you get your podcast from. A couple great ways that you could support. Rate and review on iTunes, just like BruinFan203. Email me your address, and I'll send out an autographed Japanese DDT ticket to you. Other ways to support, use social media, Twitter, Instagram, spread the word. The best way, though, ColtMerch.com, DigitalColt.com, t-shirts, buttons, pictures, posters, DVDs, children's book, keychains, ring-worn gear, and so much more. ColtMerch.com, DigitalColt.com. A friend of mine gave me a puzzle. I said, what do you do when you're down? She said, I like to do puzzles. So I got a 500 piece. It was the ocean and helped move the time along. Also could get very frustrating. I think I had it in a position where I was bent over and I was hurting my neck and back. They don't take that into consideration, puzzle makers. If you've been a professional wrestler for almost 2 decades and all of your body hurts you. Like I said, I think I got some pep in my step. I think I'm coming back Hulk Hogan style, just kicked out of the biggest move that you can do, which was trying to sue me for $40 million. That's a pretty big move, but I've kicked out, shaking it off. My skin is the color of a well-done hot dog, and I am pointing directly at you, the person listening to this. It's not 100%, but I think you can hear, and I think I feel a lot better. I don't know what to attribute it to. I understand that you got to move on, and only time, and I had this big pain in my side, and it's basically gone, and I'm happy to go to the gym now. I'm not happy to lift the weights or do any cardio, but I'll go. I'll make a move over there, and I think that's the slowly but surely way to normalcy. So hopefully after this episode, we'll just stop talking about it. It's not even a thing. It's a thing in the past. We're moving on. We're wrestlers. I'm a professional wrestler. It's what I do for a living. Except this weekend where I was a professional commentator. I wouldn't even say professional. I'm a commentator. What was the schedule this week? Texas, San Antonio, and Dallas, Texas. Commentating with Ian Riccaboni. Just 2 shows, in and out, basic moves. The first day, I couldn't even find my recorder. I felt a little shitty also. I felt very shitty the first day of the tour. Couldn't find my recorder, didn't know where it was, so I didn't really even talk to anybody. The next day, I'm like, all right, Colt, you got a job here, besides commentating for professional wrestling, but it's talking to your buddies, getting the story of the weekend. I found my Shure microphone ball. It was in my medicine kit for some reason. I don't know why I put it there, right next to my toothbrush and inhaler, but I did. And one of the overlying themes of the weekend, not overlying, but the Briscoe brothers, they missed their flights for the first show. And I feel bad. I feel bad if I ever miss a show. It's been so long since I have. I remember, I want to say in the Maritimes, I missed a show once because it was just snowing so hard and so crazy in Chicago. I was just unable to get out. And the same thing happened to the Briscoes. I was going to get them in the same room and talk to them, but Jay got shaken up a little bit. So it's just me and Mark having a little chat. I talked to you and your brother, but your brother's shaken up a little now.
Shaken, not stirred.
Is that right? He's like a Bond villain?
Indeed.
What? So you only made 1 show this week?
Well, did a lot of sitting on an airplane and hot as balls on this airplane.
Tell me what happened.
We got on.
You just missed a flight. You're after 20 years of wrestling, you just decided, hey, we're those guys that miss flights now.
Finally missed a flight. We missed flight number 1. We immediately, came out of pocket, booked another flight, no problem. 8:30 a.m. now. So you think for sure they're going to get there on time. The show doesn't start till 7:30 p.m. Get on the plane, taxi on down the runway, sit there for 2 hours. Then they come on the loudspeaker and say, the engine is busted. That's not exactly what they said, but this is what I heard. The engine's busted. We got to go back to the airport.
You heard the engine's busted. Fuck off.
Yes, fuck off. Yep, so back we go. They said, we'll get you out of here in 45 minutes. It's been pushed back 45 minutes. 45 minutes, oh, we got to push it back another half hour. Half hour later, oh, we got to push her back another 45 minutes later, oh, we got to push her back an hour and a half, and so on and so forth. And, we were just hoping, thinking that one of these times we were really going to get on the plane and it was really going to take off. But
they didn't put you on everyone on another flight or anything?
No. Well, they kept on insisting that the problem was going to be fixed with the engine, but obviously it never was. I kept getting notifications on my phone even after we left the airport at 6 p.m. because there was
a.m.
No, p.m. There was no hope. I mean, we hung around until
So you said they gave you notifications until 6 p.m.
Yeah. Then when we left, I was still getting notifications on my phone. Flight's been pushed back till 9:30. And finally, about the time we got home, said the flight has been canceled. The 8:30 a.m. flight was finally canceled. But yeah.
So you guys spent 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. just doing nothing.
Well, we sat on the plane, did a little sweating. We sat in the airport for a little bit and waited around and just sat there with a hope and a prayer that we were going to get on a plane and fly.
You feel bad for the fans, or you just, I don't know. You got to a little bit. It's kind of that's sad. That sucks.
Disheartening. Yeah. I mean, shit. I would have. I don't know, man. I do feel bad. I don't ever want to let anybody down.
Nothing you could do, though.
Yeah. Well. I guess next time we'll know.
There's something Delta could do, right?
Yeah. United.
Oh, we don't. Hey, we don't bash United on this podcast.
Okay. Fuck Delta.
All right. Well, I'm glad you made it in Dallas here tonight.
Yeah. Thanks, buddy.
All right.
We'll see you next time, folks.
And I hope your brother got a little shook up, huh?
Yeah, I got hit in the head, but there's not much in there anyway.
I mean, he knocked your teeth out, so hey, that's payback.
He had it coming. This is 12 years later. Hey, what are you going to do?
All right, get some sleep.
Yeah, shalom.
Yes, you did catch a shalom at the very end. That Mark Briscoe, he's very caught up on Jerusalem and everything Jewish. I don't know, he got the Jew bug. I should probably never say that. That shouldn't be a thing. Sounds like it could be awful, a Jew bug. But in his case, he's into it. I think he knows more Hebrew than I do. He's such an interesting man. I love them Briscoe brothers. I really do. And I hope Jay gets a little better. Speaking of brothers, the other brother that I wanted to talk to was one half of the Young Bucks, because these guys, they just keep on killing it. And Nick Jackson and his brother won the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Championship belts over in New Japan, which is such a big deal. I just watched that Bruiser Brody documentary on the High Spots Network, and just to be one of the big dogs in New Japan is so cool. And especially Nick and Matt. I mean, they were never in the Fed. They never got that big rub. They just did it themselves. And I wanted to catch his excitement level coming off of that Dominion show. Are you shy about being on camera?
Are you kidding me?
You're so used to it.
Yeah, of course.
How was the travel here?
Not bad. Got a little bit of sleep. Matt and I woke up. We're marks now, so we lifted weights because we're supposed to be heavyweights, so now it's turned into an actual thing.
Well, that's what I was going to say, is you guys came from Japan.
Yeah. So.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, we won those titles. That was a big accomplishment. It's something that we've wanted to do for a long time, so we're happy. We're excited. And
there's so much. Do you feel like there's so much more behind those titles than the junior titles, if that makes sense?
Yeah, because for some reason out in Japan, you know how it is. It's old-fashioned, so if you're labeled as something, then the fans label you as that. And
if you're labeled as a spot monkey,
well, if you're labeled as a junior, same thing, right? they look at you that way. So when we moved up to the heavyweights, then we accomplished that goal. Now fans see us more as like, I don't know, like legitimate, I guess you could say. Same thing with Kenny winning his title, you know.
So that's what I was going to ask. I haven't seen the match.
Oh, great.
Meltz gave it 7?
I don't know about that ranking these days for his star ratings. It's almost become just too ridiculous now.
Okay, because last time I remember both you guys telling me that you were ringside for the match, and you were just like, it was the best thing I've ever seen. I couldn't believe it, and so I haven't seen this one yet.
Oh, it was unreal. It was great. We watched it at the gorilla position. It was awesome. But like, I think you shouldn't go above something that you shouldn't even rank. Like, it should be 5 stars or less, right?
It's just 5 stars.
Yeah, like,
because then it gets ridiculous. Yeah. It's gonna get to 19 stars exactly, on a 5-star rating.
Because it started out as 5, and then Kenny and Okada got like 6 1/4, I think it was, and now 7. Like, come on, that's too much.
You're putting on this podcast. You're putting a stop to it.
Yeah, come on, Meltzer.
Calling him out.
Yeah. Don't you agree though?
Yeah, I guess. I don't pay much. Not that I paid much attention to it, but when you hear something is like 1 million stars, you're like, oh, it must be the best match ever.
That's true. I think he might see that though because of the matches he's had or they've had previously, and they've been unreal. So for Okada and Omega to top what they've done previously, I guess I could see where he's coming from. Yeah. But you'll have to watch it.
I know I have to. That's a lot of time. That's a lot of time.
Very long. 60-something minutes. 64, I believe.
I remember watching the other one and just being like, all right, here we go. Here we go, Colt. Let's get on the couch. Let's get ready, get some snacks.
Yeah, it's like a movie, pretty much.
Yeah.
If you're going to watch it, I would say just watch that match, and that's it.
Oh, I don't plan on watching anything else.
Yeah, it's a full-on movie right there.
All right, where to next?
Man, where to next? We're here in Dallas right now. Believe it or not, we go home tomorrow, and we have a week off, so I can't wait. It's Father's Day tomorrow.
Father's Day, yeah.
So I'm not sure what my wife has planned for us, so we'll see. But I know Matt is off to Hawaii for a week, so he's doing that. But I'm just probably going to stay home and enjoy the week off.
All right, enjoy yourself.
Oh, God bless you for it.
Oh, me? What did I do?
I don't know. It's just a saying I say all the time now.
Put it on a T-shirt. I still haven't watched the Kenny Omega Okada match. I really got to psych myself up. You know, that's how I feel. But I will. I'll get to it, and we'll get to more episode. I got 2 sponsors, Lightstream and Stamps.com, and I think the move here is to knock them out right now. Please remember, these guys are paying me only because some of you guys use them, or at least go to their websites and check it out. So give a little love to the sponsors if it's something that you need in your life. Lightstream is something a lot of people need in their life. They're a sponsor today, and they want to know if you'd like an easy way to save money. See, that's something we all need. Maybe you've put too much Colt merch on different credit cards, or maybe you had a crazy shopping spree at Pro Wrestling Tees. It's all good. Lower the interest rate on your credit card debt with a credit card consolidation loan from Lightstream. If you have good credit in general, Lightstream is looking to reward their customers with a great interest rate and no fees. Get a credit card consolidation loan from 5.89% APR with AutoPay. Choose your funding date as soon as today. On the road this week, we were actually talking with one of our ROH friends. I won't name his name, but Ian Riccaboni, the grown-up that he was telling our mutual friend how smart consolidating would be. These are the crazy things that we talk about on the road. The website is easy to work through, very step-by-step, and if you want to get an additional interest rate on top of Lightstream's already low rates, you can head to lightstream.com/all uppercase Colt. That's lightstream.com/Colt. Subject to credit approval. Rate includes 50% autopay discount. Terms and conditions apply, and offers are subject to change without notices. Visit lightstream.com for more information. The other sponsor for today is Stamps.com, and they're the best. You're the best also. There's a nice big rush of support from this trial and a big rush to Colt merch, so I've been using Stamps.com a lot. Actually, I just got off the phone with them because I was having trouble with the Ireland postal code, and the guy was nice. He picked up the phone right away. He went to work, and we fixed it. So you're getting your Colt merch, Ireland. The mail is on demand. We can do our mail at our own convenience now with Stamps.com, and it's the best. Don't even bother going to the post office anymore. Your home is now the post office. In the wrestling world, I've spent so many hours at the post office, and since I've started using Stamps.com, it's just the easiest. I can come home from a show late at night, print the postage out on my own printer, and then just drop it downstairs next to my mailbox. It's honestly a life changer. You can buy and print U.S. postage for any letter and any package. Click, print, mail, and you're done. Right now, use the code COLT for this special offer, up to $55 free postage, a digital scale, and a 4-week trial. The scale is clutch, by the way. There's no guessing the weights. You have everything you need. Go to Stamps.com. Before you do anything else, click on the radio microphone at the top of the homepage and type in COLT at Stamps.com. Enter COLT. You know who's going to be using Stamps.com? That's Harry Smith or Davey Boy Smith Jr. or D.H. Smith, the man of many names. I mean, he's no Luke Gallows, but he's collecting names. We talked. He said he wanted to start a clothing brand because of Teddy Hart's influence. He's going to need Stamps.com to ship those out. Harry was a fun addition to the Ring of Honor shows, so I like to mix the show up. I haven't seen Harry in a while, wanted to chat a little bit, and we get right into it with the fashion sense of the Canadian Bulldog.
No, I was just checking out some Twitter, some tweets. Ran into Barbie Hayden at one of these random gas stations.
She was just at a gas station.
Yeah, randomly. Nice surprise seeing her. She complimented me on my T-shirt, and
I saw you wearing this shirt before.
Yeah.
This is a repeat.
People think that it's ode to the Brooklyn Brawler, but actually, I let my cat scratch up the shirt and do its own artwork on the shirt. You know,
that's not real.
You gotta, so you gotta represent. You know, you gotta let your cats have fun. So,
what's your cat's name?
His name's Rocky. He's a one of those brown tiger cats, and he's originally from Florida, but he's a little bit of a feral cat, being from the wild and stuff. So,
and you have this chain on.
Yes. How do you like it? Teddy Hart introduced me to the places to get it from.
And this watch.
Yep. I'm all blinged out, brother.
I mean, when did you become such a style boy?
Well, Teddy Hart, he showed me the way. He led me in the right direction as far as that went.
Said nobody ever.
And no, Ted's great, you know. But he, you know, I just, I don't know. I just got turned into.
Grew up, huh?
Yeah, I grew up. Teddy grew on me, and I grew up, you know. So.
I mean, because I've seen you wear these Japanese-inspired outfits, even when we were on tour together. But it's at an all new high right now.
Well, yeah, you know, I'm actually trying to eventually start up my own clothing brand, and I haven't come up with a name or anything with it, but I wouldn't mind if Ted had some ideas for it, working with him about it, because he does have a lot of great ideas, and he hooked me up with some people as far as the spandex and the material goes. And he actually, I want to start experimenting more with my wrestling gear with it, because Ted has a friend in Mexico. I don't know if you've seen some of his gear with the hypercolor and the hieroglyphics and stuff. It's actually pretty neat, but I haven't met this guy, and it's hard to communicate with him because he's in Mexico. But
you don't speak Spanish?
No, not yet.
You speak Japanese?
I do. I'm learning. I've been trying to learn Japanese on Rosetta Stone.
Are you blown away at like how good Kenny Omega is at speaking Japanese?
I am. He's amazing at it. You know, one of the hard things is not just speaking the language, but the hard thing is learning how to read and write it. Because they have, you know, our alphabet, we got 26 letters. They have 46 in each. And they have 3 different ones, kanji, katakana, and hiragana. And kanji, they borrowed a lot of the caricatures from Chinese literature. And hiragana and katakana I've kind of mastered, but kanji's just, it's way too complicated. But it's I almost kind of find it's funny when you do the Google translations from what somebody says or a Japanese person, and you're just like, what the heck? and then your Japanese friend will kind of explain what it's supposed to mean.
Tell you the real meaning.
But don't go to Google Translate for these kind of stuff.
It's better than nothing.
Yeah, it is. But yeah.
Okay, so I remember we sparred around a little bit when we were in Florida together. I mean, just joking around, but then you beat the living shit out of me. Mm-hmm. You trained with the great Billy Robinson. When are we gonna see you in the octagon?
Well,
not the octagon. Come on, I want to see some fights. Didn't you do
a four-sided ring? Yeah.
Didn't you randomly just do a catch tournament or something?
I did a Naga in Las Vegas, and I was training with Josh. In Los Angeles, and I came to actually come see Ring of Honor, and then I heard about the Naga event last minute. So
what's a Naga event?
It's a North American Grappling Association, and it was the same weekend. They were having the same day as the McGregor-Diaz rematch, so they had a whole bunch of guys down there, and I entered in expert division, super heavyweight, and won the world championship. So
what comes with that?
I got belt I can keep, and I don't have to defend, which is kind of nice to have. And I've also had a couple catch wrestling victories over Travis Newaza, and he owns Newaza Apparel. If anybody's interested in getting some cool rash guards or anything like that made, or getting Travis to teach them a jiu-jitsu seminar, because that's what he's doing for a living now. And he's a midget. I did in catch wrestling rules, which is a 3 count, and that's if it's from side position or mount, but you have to pin the guy for. And but catch wrestling rules are any submission goes. So it's not IBJJF or these Eddie Bravo rules with no leg reaping. Everything's allowed. So
what's the are you gonna do the next Naga thing?
Yeah, I would. The part of the problem is, and the reason why I'm kind of taking a little bit of a limited schedule this summer is because I want to compete more, and I want to train more. And I've been talking on and off with the Pancrase company in Japan, and they're coming back, and they're wanting to do. I'm interested in fighting for them, and also they're going to be doing. They've been talking about it, the old Pancrase style rules with the open palm strikes and the rope escapes and the way that they would do the round systems. So if you get a rope escape, you get points taken off, which I think would be really fun. And so I'm going to train with Josh this summer, and I'd like to do something before the end of this year and compete more, and that's kind of where I find like I excel at. And of course, coming to Ring of Honor here is always great too.
Yeah, but I think it's fun to see. I'd buy a ticket. You'd get a pay-per-view buy from me.
All right, awesome.
You got one.
We'll call it a deal.
And you know how cheap I am. And we had one more nice surprise on the road this week. Hurricane Helms, Shane Helms. He says how long he's been in wrestling while we talk, and it's just crazy. He looks great. He's wrestling great. He's moving great. And I've always had a fun little place in my heart for Hurricane Helms, even though he did get wasted one year at WrestleCon and told me how much he hated $5 wrestling. But hey, it's not for everyone. I know that. I'm well aware. I'll still have you on my podcast, and we'll still chat away. Welcome to the team.
Oh, man, it's good to be here. Long time coming.
Is your goal to have you worked for every wrestler? Are you and Tommy Dreamer neck and neck to see who can work for everybody?
Did he work for WCW ever?
Oh, I don't know.
I think I got him.
Fuck, I forgot you even worked for WCW. I feel he must have done some kind of enhancement work with Damian Stryker or whatever.
Yeah, for sure. But as far as North America goes, I got a pretty good resume.
Everyone. You were even saying, this weekend you brought up Lucha Libre USA.
Yeah, we had a good run there on MTV too for a little while, for as long as it lasted.
And even the one now, Aeroflux or whatever. What's that?
Aero Lucha as well. Yeah, I was on some stuff with them. That was actually my first actual Lucha Libre match, which was in Nashville, Tennessee, of all places.
How does that work?
Because I've worked guys that did the Lucha style, but it was never Lucha rules. You know what I mean? It was always American rules in the match.
So you worked all Lucha dudes in Nashville?
Yeah, in Nashville, Tennessee.
But you've worked in Mexico before?
Yeah, but that was just with WWE.
Never worked like solo shots in Mexico?
No.
Really?
Yeah, and I did Japan, but that was with Antonio Inoki's group, And apparently I signed a lifetime contract that I didn't know about. So I guess I don't know if I could work with anybody else, but I want to. I want to work with somebody
You've been banned.
I don't know what happened.
I don't know if a lot of people know that, but like right in the 80s and 90s, you could only work for All Japan or New Japan, and now that's very lax. But if you work for IGF, everyone wants nothing to do with you.
Yeah, but I think maybe I'm going past the whatever the window of opportunity. No, what is it called when you commit a crime and then you get like 7 years and you can't sue them or something like that?
Is that the Amen clause?
I don't think that was it.
That's not it?
No, that's where you try to make something happen and the exact opposite happens, and there you are.
I don't know if you even want to touch that. Because I was going to say, you're probably one of these guys known as like, and I think Tommy's the same way, and that's why you work so much, is just like one of the good guys in wrestling who doesn't want to make any enemies, right? I assume.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of how I am in life.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, except the one dude. You got in a fight with somebody. Who'd you get in a fight with?
I mean, I've definitely had fights. I mean, I'm a roughneck from North Carolina, so it happens.
Bagwell, right?
It happens. There's been a couple, but but that's more of just standing up for myself. Because I'm a smaller guy, physical wise. You always have those guys that try to do the bully thing, and I'm not one of the guys that plays the bully game. So.
And you stick up for the little guy too.
Yeah, for sure. I'm a superhero, man. Somebody's got to do it.
All right. How's all the bookings and everything going?
Everything's great, man. I can't complain. The indies are on fire. They're hot as they've ever been. And I've been in the business going on 30 years now as far as being involved, being in ring 27, and the indies are hotter now than I think they've ever been.
Why do you say that?
Just there's more companies to work for. It's busier. The money's better. There's more talented guys than there's ever been. The business is a lot different than when I first started, and I know some people, you can talk all day long about whether that's good or bad, but it is the way it is, and I mean it's a super busy time.
Any fun weird ones lately?
Nothing too weird. I've had a couple guys recently that probably shouldn't have been in the building, much less been in the ring. I mean, that's always entertaining. But 99% of the time, everything's been super positive and super fun. So.
Yeah, but I mean, like weird places that you are like, oh, we're doing a show here. I don't, because I don't mean shitting on anybody or anything. But I mean, I documented on this one in San Antonio, close to. It was just such a weird building. It was just like. They did 2-step practices on a Tuesday, and then there's rest.
Where was that at?
In San Antonio.
Oh, okay. Yeah. There's even last night that theater setting to me is something to get used to because I'm used to playing 4 sides, and when there isn't nobody on that one side, and I was like, okay, let me turn around and acknowledge these people because they're over there.
Yeah. But that was a beautiful place last night.
Beautiful.
For me, it's something like, and maybe then you can run back to 30 years ago. It's just like for the indies are just. It's the Wild West, right? Just the weirder, the better. For me, I love the weirder, the better. And so I'd imagine maybe in 1994? 1991.
Yeah.
You guys were running some weird places.
Oh, yeah. Then it was a National Guard Armory would be a nice building back in those days. Right. Yeah, a lot of outdoor shows back then, a lot of festivals.
You ever done anyone's house before?
No, never wrestled nobody's house. Not like for a wrestling show. I think I've been to some house parties that turned into a wrestling event, but
AIW just did a bought show at a guy's house, and he was like, "Hey, if they want to give me money, I'll set up a ring in your backyard and do a show." That's a new list for me, a bucket list.
Yeah, I think the only thing close to that was I did a birthday party. And it was like 2 years ago, and it was it was just like somebody. I mean, the money was real good, and like I guess I was just going to go and be a special guest at this birthday party. And I was like, okay, I mean that sounds interesting. And I got there, and they was like, okay, do you have any games? And I'm like, games? No, I don't have any games. Oh, do you do like karaoke? Like this was the parents. The kids were excited because the kids were wrestling fans, but the parents thought I was going to be a one-man show or something.
A clown.
Yeah, well, I mean, legit, I am a clown. But that particular day, I was supposed to just be the Hurricane. But that was odd. Even though the money was good, I was like, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do this anymore.
Yeah, take me through. Wait, hold on. So you were like, you contracted, quote unquote, for like an hour, maybe?
Yeah.
And okay, after you take pictures, and I don't know, then what?
Well, I mean, like I was told the kids were big wrestling fans, and it was a birthday party, so I kind of just assumed, okay, now they're going to open his gifts, and I can just sit there and talk to people. I'm kind of a people person at times. I can sit there and communicate with the kid for a little while and all of his friends. I mean, because the money they pay me to come in, they're throwing a significant party for the guy. So I was like, okay, so I'll just, just hang out with some fans for a little while. And I mean, that actually doesn't sound bad. The parents are what made it awkward.
That's might be my worst nightmare, but not the money part though.
Yeah, it's one of those things, like the money's good, but at the same time, you're like, is it really worth it to just browbeat myself for an hour and a half?
I'm glad you got through it. And that was the week. That was just some friends in the locker room. It's harder with the Ring of Honor ones because I'm not in the locker room that much bullshitting around with the wrestlers because I'm commentating the whole show. So there's not an exact story of the weekend that much. It's just a touring company roaming around. But fun nonetheless. Fun to talk to everybody, having different people on the show. Somebody who's always on the show is my mother. And we're going to get to her thoughts on Scott Steiner's math equation right after these plugs and
upcoming events.
All right, the best way that you can support ColtMerch.com, digitalcolt.com, my Twitter and Instagram at Colt Cabana, my Facebook /AOW podcast, also /Colt Cabana. Each week I'll choose one person who reviews and rates 5 stars on iTunes and send them a signed show ticket from the Japanese promotion DDT, my storytelling podcast, Pro Wrestling Fringe, plus past archives of this show, the newbies and the oldbies, are ad-free on StitcherPremium.com/Colt. Use the code COLT, get a free month. ColtWrestling@gmail.com is my very public email. Maybe your promoter want to put me on your upcoming show or convention or be documented in this very show. I got a YouTube channel. I also have a website, ColtCabana.com. That's where you can find my P.O. Box, Flannel Graph Records. They sent me a Terry Funk shirt. Rob and RLF sent me a little Subway love. And CJ sent me a real sweet letter. I always appreciate going to the P.O. Box and finding a little love. Upcoming Saturday, June 23rd, Marionette Park, Illinois, AAWrestling.com. Sunday, June 24th, Melrose, Massachusetts, Facebook /Beyond Wrestling. June 29th and 30th, July 20th and 21st, Baltimore, Fairfax, Nashville, and Atlanta. I'm doing commentary for ROHWrestling.com. Saturday, July 7th, Dublin, Ireland, OTTWrestling.com. Sunday, July 8th, London, England, RevolutionProWrestling.com. Saturday, July 14th, Los Angeles, California, Facebook /Bar Wrestling, LA. And August 3rd through the 26th, the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, Edinburgh, Scotland, edfringe.com to reserve tickets. It's a pay-what-you-want show, though, every single night at 11 p.m. And then I come home and I'm doing a StarCast September 2nd during All In Weekend. Intro music by the Ukulele Teacher on YouTube. Outro music by Superfun, Yeah, Rocket Ship. Podcast cover art and design by Jimmy Lee. Photo by James Musselwhite. Thanks to Nick Jackson, Hurricane Helms, Mark Briscoe, and Davey Boy Smith Jr. for coming on the show. We have a couple sponsors. HighSpots.com. They have a VOD service that is amazing. I watched that Bruiser Brody documentary for free on HighSpots. You can too for a limited time. They also have AMA knee pads, gear, masks, and a wrestling ring. Thanks to OneHourTees.com. They help run ProWrestlingCrate.com. They help run ProWrestlingTees.com. That's where you can support your favorite independent wrestlers directly. All right, hashtag AskCabanaMom. Just tweet me at Colt Cabana with the hashtag AskCabanaMom. Ask for something that you'd want to know. You can send her pictures or videos. I mean, she doesn't know the history of wrestling, but she loves answering questions. This week, at Irish Misfit says, can you please have hashtag AskCabanaMom share her thoughts as a teacher on Scott Steiner's amazing math promo? I sure can, and I sure did.
Hello, this is Mama Cabana from her studio apartment in Chicago, Illinois. As you know, I'm the mama of Colt Cabana. I've watched him wrestle for years and years, and I never heard him carry on like that Scott Steiner does. That guy is really obnoxious. I would like to meet him in person and tell him a thing or two. Not sure he knows a thing about math or percentages. I'm pretty sure when he subtracted 33 1/3 minus 25 and he came out with 8 1/3, I'm pretty sure it was 8%. I'm pretty sure he did that wrong. And rambling on and on about how wonderful he is and how no one could beat him and the percentages that he didn't even know what he was talking about. He just rambled on. And like I said in a previous podcast, he's such a narcissist. He thinks he's so handsome. Now, I'm not saying Samoa Joe is sexy, but I gotta tell you that Scott Steiner is a total turnoff. A total turnoff. But maybe he's got some freaks out there who admire him. That's what he calls them. And he's a freak himself. So, Scott, I think you need to go back, take maybe a 5th or 6th grade math class, and figure out how percentages work. So that's it for Mama Cabana for this week. Send your questions in. I'm always willing to answer them. So from my studio apartment, I will be talking to you next week.
I think Samoa Joe is a very handsome man. Maybe a shot fired. First Joey Janela, and now Samoa Joe. I'm gonna fizzle this one out before it gets started. All right, this has been the Art of Wrestling for Colt Cabana. I'm Colt Cabana. Thanks.